Garden cleanup in progress by Hector's women. Garden is gone, people. Look at there. The only part of the garden that is still going strong is the cabbage took off in one of those raised beds in the other garden. The garden's gone. It is over for the season. You go, Jill. Yep, I'll let them in. They're going to dig. They're going to get all the little larvae and all the stuff out of the dirt from these Mexican bean beetles and all the other things that shouldn't be in here. And hopefully we won't have a big problem next year. We'll see. That thing looks funny with her. She's growing her feathers back finally. Finally. I have to put a picture up of her oil gland for the people who don't know what an oil gland is on chickens. That's where they groom themselves and they distribute the oil from that gland on their feathers. And yeah, some people don't know where the oil gland is. I'll put a picture of the oil gland on a thing. She's getting her feathers back in now, slowly. Anyway, let me go talk to you for a minute. Good morning, everybody. I did a video yesterday, and I decided that wasn't the one I wanted to put out. I do that more and more these days. But there are going to be some things in this video that some of you may not like to hear, may not agree with, and I would refer you to the Welcome to Roots, Rocks, and Feathers video, where I tell you what I expect if you find something you don't like, you don't agree with. This channel is all about take what you need and leave what you don't. Take the things that benefit you or that you find pleasant and palatable, and the things that you don't, cruise on by. Do not be challenging and do not be debating. But everybody's welcome here to listen, absolutely. And if you want to pontificate about things and you want your own pulpit, so to speak, YouTube lets you do that. You don't need to do it here. But, you know, I was thinking about, I made the video yesterday in reaction to something, and I'm a little bit tired of reacting and just reacting and ranting, and you know, we all do that. We all need that. We need to be able to rant to someone. But after a while, it just is not of too much benefit. But you know, we talk a lot about Democrat, Republican, and I've called them demon rats. But I've also said that there are some pretty bad people on the Republican side too. But in the end, the way I see it is ultimately, right now, there is no Democrat and Republican. They're becoming, the lines between those are being very blurred, and what today's Democrat is not what the Democrat was 50 years ago. It's not the same animal. But there is no Democrat versus Republican. Now what we're faced with is, frankly, just good versus evil. And I'm not saying one is one and one is the other. That is not what I'm saying at all, okay? Sadly, some don't believe that evil really exists. I can't even believe that they don't believe that there's evil. Looking around at what I see every day, how do you not believe there's evil? They see what's happening all around them, but yet they think there's no such thing as evil because they don't believe in our Creator. For there to be evil, there must first be supreme good. In contrast, and they don't believe that. They don't believe in that. So they wink at evil without even recognizing evil as such. They don't recognize child sacrifice. Just like Stacey Abrams, when she said a baby's heartbeat heard by 6 weeks of gestation is a manufactured sound in order to further her evil agenda, which is pretty much, whether she realizes it or not, the ultimate genocide for her own race. She may she may want that, but no decent person does. I certainly don't want her race eradicated. I don't want these babies slaughtered in the womb, brutally dismembered piece by piece when they feel pain. I don't want that. I don't want that for any baby of any color. Of course not. No decent person would. Margaret Sanger did. That's why she started Planned Parenthood. But this abortion debate, to me, is settled with one scripture. And it was the Lord talking to the prophet Jeremiah in Jeremiah 1:5. Now I'm going to probably lose some people who don't want to hear this. But you probably need to. It's not going to kill you. But in Jeremiah 1:5, he said, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. You were someone before you were even born. He knew about you. You were you before you were even created. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I had ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. But see, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. That means the baby had a soul. It was a value. That was even before it was however many weeks of gestation. To me, that solves it all. It may not for some people, but a lot of times it's just convenience. Whatever people want to believe or not believe is just for convenience sake, unfortunately. But evil's all around us, and railing about it every day on YouTube, much as it's easy to do, isn't going to solve it, because the soul of our nation is dead, in my opinion. We are living in a completely reprobate world, meaning beyond redemption. That doesn't mean every single person is a lost cause, but sadly most of them are. They've lost the ability for logical, rational thought, or the capacity to put anyone before themselves in any way, including their own children. They've allowed the state to co-parent their children or completely sacrifice them to the government to do with as it pleases, which it sickens me. They've thrown them into the fires of Molech. If you don't know what that means, it's child sacrifice to a pagan god. You can look that up. M-O-L-E-C-H. It's also sometimes spelled M-O-L-O-C-H. Yeah, so you can look that up. But I say all this to get to a point. Being in a world of evil, unprecedented evil, the likes of which we have not seen since Sodom and Gomorrah, what do we even do now? It's coming at us from all sides. It's relentless in its dark purpose to destroy us. The purpose is to destroy us. Those who are in league with the evil, want to destroy you. They want to destroy me. And anything that is good and true and right, they want to destroy. Like the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz, who melted when a bucket of water was thrown on her. Good seems to burn these people. They can't tolerate truth. There's nothing you can do for such people. We're back to personal responsibility. Theirs, not yours, to work to bring them back to the right path. We've tried that. You and I both tried that. We've tried that so much, and we've been so frustrated. I know now we're going to go off to some believers, and the non-believers won't get this. I know some believers are going to say, well, what about the Great Commission? We can get into a talk about that not being ours in the age of grace. I won't go there in this video, but there's no hope for those who have gone astray, so far astray that God's given them over to a reprobate mind, to their own destruction. As Paul says in Romans 1:28, even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things which are not convenient. Basically, they had their chances and they squandered them. So, what do you do about your family now? What do you do about yourself and your family now in this world that they are creating? And it's like, it's almost like the blob eating everything in its path, this evil. I'll tell you what you do. You put your head down. You inventory what you have for food and supplies, including medical, even for your pets. You decide who will be allowed to partake of your labors in gathering all the things that you have, and who will not be allowed to participate and partake in the fruits of your labor. You decide your line or lines in the sand. You decide what those are ahead of time before you have to explore that with someone. You have a family meeting. Good idea to have a family meeting with your children or whoever's closest to you, and be emphatic about your plans, the contingency plans, the what ifs. Make sure everyone understands. Some kind of building project going on. I don't even know what's going on over there. If you hear any kind of weird stuff, it sounds like a bunch of lumber falling over. You be emphatic about your plans, your contingencies, the contingency plans, the what ifs. Make sure everybody understands and is ready. Even the youngest that can understand must know their part in all this. You pull in your perimeter, you fortify it, you prepare for the worst. Of course, you pray for peace that passes all understanding and the strength to withstand what is coming. And you don't underestimate how bad this can get. But you don't despair. I just lost my camera, my lens cover. You don't despair because you're prepared for it. I just want to make sure you understand this is not a message of doom and gloom. This is a message of truth, and it's a message of hope. Make sure your shields are up, Star Trek fans. Make sure your shields are up and your force field is secure. If you're ready, you have hope for survival, even hope to thrive. And hopefully your eternity is secure as well. But that decision is also yours, personal responsibility. I want to read you something I found. It's a meme that I found, and I'll probably put it up on the screen if I can remember to do that. Let me move over so I can do it. It says, "You're not going to wake anybody up anymore. We're basically at end game. There are things that are about to start happening and everywhere that's going to freak the shit out of people." Excuse my French. That's what it says. "Back away from trying to wake them up. They're comfortably asleep." That's what I've said. "They're where they want to be." That's true. And unfortunate as it is, when the crap does hit the fan, they're going to look around and say, "Why didn't someone say something? Did I not tell you this already?" But my final word today, and yeah, it's scripture, so hang on if you're don't want to hear it. It's still worth hearing. In Ephesians 6:12 and 13, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand." That's it. Having done all. Are you prepared? Have you thought about all contingencies? Is everybody in your group in on what's going to happen? In the what ifs? What if this happens? This is what we're going to do. Are they all prepared for that? Because of all the evil going on in this world, there's nothing we can do about all this stuff out here. I knew who's going to come out ahead in the end, but it may not be for a long time, and it may not be even in this life. Not right now. At the moment, evil does appear to be winning, but that's an illusion. In the end, we know how it turns out. Those of us who know how it turns out. But in the meantime, we still have to live in this world. I don't think you should take the coward's way out and commit suicide. I don't think that's right. A lot of the doomsday cults have done that. We are not cult. I'm not a cult member. I'm not in the COVID cult. I'm not in the the face suffocation device cult. I'm not in any of these cults. We need to stand on truth And, you know, reality sometimes a little bit difficult to swallow. It's not pretty all the time. You know, sunshine and rainbows and glitter and unicorns, those are not real. Yeah, truth is, it can be gritty and it can be dirty and it can be not fun to see, but truth is always what we should strive for. So I could go on and on, but I'm not going to do that. But take you on the whole armor of God so that you're able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. So this is not a message of doom and gloom. Doom and gloom is what goes on out there. Doom and gloom should not be going on in here. It should not be going on your property. It should be not going on in your group. So that's my message for today. And I think that beats what I was going to do yesterday. So I'm going to try not to do what I was going to do yesterday anymore if I can help it. I can't guarantee anything. I am human. And I still am living in this evil world. And it still makes me drop my jaw from time to time. Not that I'm surprised, but just horrified at the evil, at how big it can get. But anyway, you guys have a nice day. It's a beautiful fall day. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.